Good morning from Santa Barbara. Spill the tea with D&E.
Morning.
Morning.
No. Morning to you. I'm Erica, and what's your name?
Dominique, and I am drinking some hibiscus tea because I needed a little fruitiness for our topic.
Oh, okay. I'm doing chamomile because I need to have some calmness for my topic. So, yeah, we're gonna
dive in.
It's gonna be a good dive, okay? And it's gonna be the whole Sophie Cunningham. I'm gonna say scandal. It's not really a scandal. No, she basically stood up for women's rights and women's basketball.
So there were two young fans and the WNBA Firestorm. And the question is, can we disagree without losing our humanity?
Well, there's strong ideas and strong positions a person can take.
And this is what we like to talk about at Spill the Tea.
Exactly. But the thing is now kids are watching.
Yes.
So Sophie Cunningham is controversy. Now it's like dragged in the WNBA, and our White House is involved, and everybody wants to put in their 2 cents. It's funny because at least you could put in your 2 cents. Because What happened when this first came out in the last administration, you were destroyed. When Martina Navratilova came out and expressed
and she had transgender coaches working with her.
Yeah, but she came out in 2013 in California.
And just said, hey, biologically, we got an issue here, a safety issue.
Well, it does, because somebody could be ranked 250th and be the number one women's tennis champion.
Someone born in a male's body.
And he's ranked 250.
Biologically.
And then all of a sudden he's number one. Same thing in golf, track, wrestling. I mean, there's so many sports where the domination is just ridiculous.
So before we jump in, we just want to make something crystal clear. Every human being deserves dignity. Every human being deserves respect. And whether someone is transgender, cisgender, conservative, liberal, religious, atheist, somewhere in between, we all deserve kindness. And so today's conversation isn't about attacking people. It's about discussing ideas and public policy and sports and asking whether adults are setting the example that our children deserve.
Right. Well, see, what's happening is the shift is on.
Yes.
Because of the new administration.
Yes.
So the shift is here, and even though it sided with women and women playing in women's sports, the bottom line is to leave it down to the states, because if the states say different, they can continue doing their policies
the way they're doing them. I like that.
So,
I think states should. I think the federal government should stay out.
Really, it's like 50-50. Half of the country says a guy could be on a girls' team. The other half of the country says no, it's not okay.
But we're talking about biological, not that how someone identifies, but their physical body.
Yeah, in other words, they physically were born a boy.
Yes.
They're identifying as a girl, and now they want to play on girls' sports.
Yes.
That's what we're saying.
Yes.
And I've said from day one, it's just not fair. And then I give references and examples. For example, I told you this earlier, like, I remember the last game when I was at Rolling Hills High School in 1978, and I watched every single boy on the basketball team dunk. And that's a high school game. All right. Now you have a few handful of girls that can dunk, and their size makes them big enough to dunk. I mean, the one kid on the team is only 5'10", and he dunked. So they're just stronger. They're built different. I can't explain it. It's just not fair, and it's definitely not safe. I mean, there was already a lot of injuries, especially like in volleyball. The spike. A boy's spike, identifying as a girl on a girl's team, hit it so hard that noses were being broke.
Right.
So that's all I'm saying.
Just to jump in, according to reports and the WNBA's own disciplinary announcement, Seattle Storm minority owner Celeste Keaton confronted the girls. Witnesses allege that profanity was directed towards them. And, the Storm later apologized publicly, but the WNBA suspended Keaton from 5 home games and issued a fine. Regardless of where someone stands on the underlying issues, the league clearly concluded that the interaction fell between professional standards expected from a team executive.
Yeah, no, she has to be looked at. The bar has to be raised for a owner, coach. You've just got to be kidding me. I'm like, what is the world coming to? We're supposed to be embodying our kids, and making them and putting out the mentors on the floor. And they are so lucky that I wasn't behind my daughters holding up a sign. And then, because this is widely in the media and social media, you can see some passerby or gentleman go out. I think that's being super nice on my part, calling him a gentleman, okay? But you don't say, oh, these girls need to be taken out with the trash.
That's absurd.
Come on.
We want
They're
professional...
so lucky that I wasn't there, because at the same time, we have a freedom out here, okay, in this country. We are allowed to promote. What they said wasn't bad. It was support Sophie in women and basketball.
Yeah.
It was not a bad sign. It was just a regular sign.
So professional sporting events should be places where children feel inspired, not intimidated. I think that's your point.
Yes.
So one of the reasons the story spread so quickly was that Sophie Cunningham's response afterwards, instead of adding more fuel to the fire, she emphasized compassion. She wrote that biological girls, biological boys, transgender women, transgender men, all have a place at her table. She also said something that really resonated with us. You can disagree and still be kind. Imagine if we lived that way every day.
She's just trying to put up a boundary that men should not be playing professional women's basketball, period. That's it. Whether you agree or disagree. And the thing is if you really got a thing to make everybody inclusive, then come up with a 3-man league.
Yeah.
And just let them come in, and then
let it be a co-league.
You got to have a male, a boy, a girl, and a trans. There's your 3. Then do 3-on-3.
Oh wow, that'd be fun.
I know. Fine. Okay, and then that's what you could do. And then when the media gets behind it 24/7, you get some sponsors, blah 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 blah, and then let them go about it that way. There you go. There's problem solved. Co-ed. That's what it is.
So let's step back and talk about why the issue has become so emotional. Women's sports...
Because it's shifting back from the liberal placemat that it was in. Now it's getting shifted to the middle, and now it's going to get more conservative. So that's going to rub people wrong. Let's put it like this. It's been out there since 2013.
Well, in California it has.
Yes. Well, that's a long time. That's 13 years.
So women's sports were created because governing bodies recognize that average physical differences emerge after puberty. On average, males who go through male puberty develop greater height, muscle mass, bone density, speed, and power. Those average distances are one of the reasons that separate men's and women's competitive divisions. And, well, it doesn't diminish women. It just protects opportunities for female athletes to compete at the highest level they can.
So at the same time, and we get this, and we applaud it, and we're not against it, the transgender athletes and female families, simply want to belong to something.
Yes.
And they deserve it, the dignity too. And that's fantastic. Create a new league.
That's why this conversation
is so not hard.
Yeah, that's why this conversation is important.
It isn't just about biology. It isn't just about identity. It's about making and trying to balance inclusion, making it fair and making it
safe.
Yes, safe for everybody. Reasonable people can honestly disagree about what the balance should be. Like people, it's a complex situation,
and that's okay.
At the end of the day, the offshoots are: do you want a biological male posing as or feeling that they're identifying as a female? Do you want them in locker rooms? With your daughter. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You have to talk about this.
That's all this stuff is an offshoot from it, okay? Because if you allow this, then all this has to go along with it.
Right.
It's a package deal. You know what I'm saying?
It could be.
So
it's part of the conversation.
I know, but all you got to do is just create. Then, like I said this in 2013. I'll say it in 2023. I'll say it in 2033 because this is not going to get put back the way it was until probably 2030 anyway. Okay, and especially when children are involved, it's something that discussion needs to be opened up again because difficult questions without. You don't want to rip on anybody, whatever position that they're in.
Exactly.
It's not okay.
And
because I got ripped on.
It's
I
really,
got ripped on. I'm in California. We are in Santa Barbara. I mean, it's the only time ever with our other radio, because we're on radio 16 years on KZSB. And it's the only time ever that I had to have a sit-down meeting with the producer saying, "You sure you want to talk about this? This is something you might want to think through." And I'm like, no, because this has to do with teen athletes. It's teen sports. And if you're going to allow biological male identifying as a female in sports, well, yeah, Teen Sports Radio, we're going to talk about it.
And it's really important for people to understand democracies depend on respectful disagreement. We don't all arrive at the same conclusions, but we should be able to discuss difficult questions without demonizing one another, especially when children are involved.
It's funny when the coaches, especially the ones that are, doesn't matter if you're straight or gay, but the bottom line, the WNBA is weighted with a lot of gay players, okay? Gay owners. And when you talk to them and you ask them what they feel, they want to include biological males because they want to be inclusive.
Yeah.
This whole thing of
LGBTQ+.
They want everybody to be whatever.
Yes.
So you're going to get a pullback because I don't know what the division is as far as percentage of how many are straight and how many are gay. But obviously the straight ones aren't going to want that, the ones that I know and how I feel because of safety issues. All right. So I don't know what's going to happen in the future. It's going to be, it's a league, but I would think a lot of people would be pushed off by it to add that dynamic to it and not create another league. It's going to be interesting. I don't know what the answer is, to be honest with you.
But if we want to hold space that our children deserve to witness us having conversations about this difficult subject with greater responsibility.
Yeah.
And sports have always been more than the final score, right? Sports is about discipline, building character, respect, winning with humility, losing with grace.
Right.
And these lessons matter far longer than any championship.
Right. I don't know. Holding up a sign that says, "Thank you, Sophie, for speaking up for the girls." I don't get it why this caused all this riff. I mean, people are getting suspended. I mean, it's costing tens of thousands of dollars. This is not something that and too young.
That wasn't
fans,
a sign against transgender.
No, I know.
It was just a sign saying,
people are just
thank
huffy
you.
and puffy right now, Dominique. I'm just saying, the two young fans expressing an opinion. They're entitled to their opinion, and it was the support of Sophie. And Sophie now, I mean, Sophie is Sophie. Like, she's just being her. She's being authentic, and she has a lot of heavyweight people behind her as well. So it's going to be interesting because the media is going to continue this and make it bigger and bigger just because it's a click, and that's what they're going to want to do. And now they're getting the White House involved in on it. To be continued. That's all I can say. But I just say,
we want to protect women's sports.
Yes.
But we also want to treat everyone with dignity.
Yeah.
We want to create space for respectful conversations.
And don't forget, these were kids. Okay?
Yes.
They're still kids, and we need, as an adult, you're supposed to be the calmest person in the room.
Yes.
Professional sports should be places where children can feel inspired, not intimidated.
Yes.
So for them to get destroyed Okay, and it's all over social media. These kids' faces are plastered all over the world. You know what I mean? So, I mean, they're going to get hate
not what
mail.
they expected.
They're going to get, I know, they're going to get hated on. It's not okay.
Yeah. So our goal isn't to tell you, our listener, what to think. Our goal is to encourage thoughtful conversations based on facts, respect, empathy, because once we stop listening, everybody loses.
Well, you can disagree, okay, but still be kind.
Yes.
Okay? Imagine if we lived that way every single day.
Yeah.
Respect and kindness. If you just shared respect, love, and kindness, what a great world this would be.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, it wouldn't that really change everything? It would change the social media. It would change school board meetings, holidays, even your own dinner tables.
Politics.
Just to be nice.
Yes. And simply
We're allowed
seek
to disagree.
understand.
We're allowed to disagree. And
Yes.
I've said this to
We disagree all the time.
I've said this to you and some of your kids. It's not a hill I'm going to die on.
No.
So go for it. I'm going to support you.
Conversations.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And who knows? Maybe we change our opinions about things, but we might leave with a greater appreciation for another person's humanity. And that's what we're trying to encourage.
I've just seen so much video over the last 13 years of injuries because you get somebody 6'6", 6'8", playing, you know, as a senior in high school and just totally dominating. And I mean, a girl basically, there was a fractured skull. Okay, it's not okay. I'm
we
sure
don't want it happening in football.
There was no intent to fracture, you know, another player's skull.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I learned to be deadly from the outside because I played with boys my whole life. But I certainly wouldn't try to drive in on Chris Schmidt, okay, because he would absolutely just crush me.
Right.
So I learned my distance and I played on the outside. And you
learned how to stay safe.
I stayed safe, and you
learned how to play co-ed.
I just played from the outside, and I was deadly. Okay, I was a sniper. Just give me the ball in the corner, boom. It was automatic. So yeah, I would definitely, unless it was a fast break and I got lucky, and I you know, ran out early, and there was nobody behind me. Because if anybody was close, man, I was going to get whacked. That's just how it was. They were not nice to girls playing basketball. Let me tell you, you learn to get tough really quick.
So you want to give some homework for this week?
Okay.
Find someone who honestly disagrees with you on a very important issue. Not to debate, not to win. Just find someone that you simply want to understand. Ask them questions, listen, be curious. And don't seek to change their mind or change your mind. You just seek to understand them. That's it. That's your homework.
Well, it's important to encourage thoughtful conversations based on facts, respect, have some empathy when you're having a conversation. And the goal isn't to I'm not going to ever tell you what to think.
No.
Because that's just not, that's not what I'm about.
No,
okay?
No.
And it's nice just to be curious about with somebody else's opinion, because there's a good chance it's not in alignment with your opinion.
But you can learn something.
You might be able to.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it'll make you think from a different perspective.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Spill the Tea with D&E.
Yes.
Until next time.
Ask a lot of questions, keep listening, keep thinking, and remember, respect is never out of season.
Woo!
Bye for now.